the United States actually beat Panama 1-0. In a 69-minute, we said Brick Shia, he actually scored that goal. And the United States, you couldn't see that by the score, the overall score at the end, but they actually dominated that game. They controlled the ball 67% of the time. And that's amazing. I want to ask you, though, where do you see the United... we haven't seen the competition.
Yeah.
We haven't seen the United States face too much competition. Do you think that's going to affect their chances in the future? Do you think they'll be ready to play good players? We've seen this before in many other sports. We've seen teams play mediocre teams, and once they run into a big dog team, like what I'm trying to say is these European teams, Spain, Brazil, and they just get flat out dominated by those teams because they're not ready.
Yeah.
They're physically not ready. They've never seen it before. They can't mimic that in practice. So where do you see that? Where do you see the United States? Maybe they could get scared off, or maybe those teams can underestimate them.
You said it perfectly. Like you said, they dominated the game. They've been winning the Gold Cup. You know, what was it? That was actually their 5th time since 2007. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. But like you said, now you go internationally. Now you go World Cup, or you play the big dogs, like you said, or the big teams, or the big players, or international players. All of them. I don't know if it's their confidence, or I don't know if they're just not ready physically, like you said, physically, or they're not really ready for the game. With the U.S., I think this year we've seen a different U.S. team. And what I mean is, with the new GM they got last year, or I think 2 summers ago, the guy came from, I think, England or Germany, something like that. The general manager, and he's brought in a new tactic, a new system,
a new attitude,
a winning attitude,
charisma.
Yeah, swag. So for the U.S. is they have the confidence now. They won the Gold Cup again. They've won, I think, 9 in a row, 9 straight times. Yeah, 11. So I think going into World Cup, which is 2 years from now, can they? I'm not looking at them winning a World Cup, because that comes in steps. But can they make it far enough where they look ahead 4 years from then and say, okay, we went to here. Now we could, with 2 more games, we could win the World Cup. So for me, it's more about that. Is now they won confidence. Now they won 11 in a row. Donovan's, he was the MVP of the tournament. Can they challenge the big dogs, go a little far, and then build on that confidence, and possibly, if not win the World Cup, go close enough to where U.S. says, okay, soccer is part of our sports now. Let's take it serious.
And one thing's for sure. The United States do have a leader. They have a guy that can go score a goal every given game. So you have Landon Donovan. He had 5 goals and 7 assists in this past. He was a tournament MVP in this past tournament, the Gold Cup. And of course, with no question, he's the leader of this team. He's a guy that can score goals. He's a guy that can get those clutch goals at the end of games. But do you see that his supporting cast helping him out over there? Do you see their goalie getting some saves over in crucial moments? Do you see that?
I mean, he's been doing it so far. I mean, he shut out Panama, which is a pretty good, due to their credit, they're a pretty solid team. They're not another team you just push around. They're a good team. Goalie held them to 0 last game. Goalie shut out another team, and then before that, I know USA won 5-1. So it was an all-around effort. There was 5 different players that scored a goal in that game. So Donovan definitely has the supporting cast around him. I know Donovan, like you guys said, tournament MVP with 5 goals, 7 assists in all these games. He understands that his window is closing down. He's getting a lot older. I mean, the players over there that are going to be playing in the World Cup, they're going to be faster. They're going to be stronger. But what Donovan brings to U.S. teams is a lot of IQ, a lot of soccer IQ. He's experienced. He's a veteran. A little older out there, but that doesn't stop him from making smart plays, much like Jason Kidd did in the NBA in his later years. Same with John Stockton. They got a little older, less athletic, but they used their intelligence to really kick it up a notch and then keep our play at the level of other players. And like you guys mentioned, the USA dominated the ball for nearly 70% of the game. They had 11 shots on the goal compared to 4 to Panama. That says a lot on their defense. Not only that, that says they're confident that they can carry the ball without turning it over. 70% is a lot, guys. They've had a ball for probably around 60 minutes of that game out of the 90. So It's gonna be interesting to see what they do.
It's I don't know you call it shocking, surprising. They scored only one with dominating the game 70% of the time. You know, it kind of speaks. I look at it in two ways. First, positive, negative. Positive, they won the game. Negative, if you dominate the game 70% of the time and you score only one goal, that means you're not creating opportunity to score. Or, you know, if you are, the other team was really good at, you know, taking it away. Or you said they had 11 shots at goal and only made one. So, U.S. obviously they're building confidence right now. They're all about getting better every single game, every single match. And for them, it's about now winning Gold Cup. Obviously, it's a huge honor to win a Gold Cup for fifth time and since '07. But for them, it comes down to now, like I said, taking soccer serious in the U.S. Because I mean, ask our kids in school and or college or any high school. When you say what's your favorite sport, first is baseball or basketball or football. You barely see guys or barely see girls say soccer. So for them is they gotta take the game more serious, so we develop more stars. That's the thing. Like we see all these athletes, the football players, the basketball players. The reason why they've been playing since 2 years old, 3 years old. So when they grow old, they have the talent. They've been playing it for a long time, so they're more developed. Where with these players, there are very few players that are, let's just say, Fernando Torres level. Forget about Ronaldo. So it's more about taking the game serious in the U.S. from now on, so we could develop more stars in the future and hopefully bring a World Cup.
I'm trying to take it serious. I know we have the MLS over here. A lot of players in Europe, they look at it as a joke. I know David Beckham came over here, he cashed out, retired, didn't even play in many games. And a lot of people are seeing the MLS as, I guess, a retirement league or the choke league. So definitely the U.S. has got to do something about that. Try to recruit some players into the MLS, build a strong foundation over here.
Exactly.
Because, I mean, if they have the Real Madrids and Barcelonas and all those teams over there in Europe, U.S., no one is going to want to play here. And then that's going to result in the U.S. team not doing too good in the World Cup.